Yo guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're giving a 6-month update on the Range Rover, what it's cost me, how many miles I've done, and what's next in the series, if any. So it's been 6 months. I've done 2,500 miles in it, which has been surprising. I didn't think I'd do anywhere near as much mileage as that. But yeah, so in terms of, the costs of the car, let me, I guess, start off with that. So we all know that we bought the car for 1,800 quid. So that was a bit of a bargain at the time as well. You guys gave me a lot of support on the original video as well, on the walk around video. So really, really grateful for that. Now, what have we spent on the car? Well, we've spent £250 on the gearbox service kit. I've had to do it twice, the service as well, because the first time I completely forgot to change the mechatronic sleeve, which was the main reason why I even wanted to do the gearbox change, because it was leaking. So I've had to redo that as well, but luckily I had some fluid left over and it was just enough. We spent £120 on the rear window regulators as well. For some reason, 70 on this side, 40 on that side. I don't know how or why, but we had to do that. So that's what we also spend. And then other than that, the only other thing I did spend money on was a fresh MOT. So as of today, which is the 13th of November, it's got fresh MOT till next year. It did come up with some surface corrosion mainly, and of course the big corrosion on the rear sill on the left side, but it wasn't structural. So the MOT was passed. So that's another 50 quid I spent on that. But other than that, I've not spent a single penny on it. The only other expense I've had is fuel costs, which you can imagine. It's a place where I've spent a lot of time at. So just to give you an idea of fuel consumption over the last 2,500 miles, I have spent, well, I say I have spent, I don't know how much I've spent, but I'm averaging 20 miles per gallon. This also included an 800-mile trip to Germany and back. So it was within 48 hours. It was unfortunately for a family emergency. So I was carrying 3 other passengers as well. And it was excellent. The car was amazing to drive. It was so comfortable. It was so quiet. I didn't have to worry about anything really. It just, with the acoustic glass and everything, it was just such a lovely place to be in. So for that journey itself, I managed to do about 23.9, I think it said, miles per gallon. I did about 410 miles on a tank, which for a 110-litre tank or 109-litre tank is crazy. Should be doing double, let's be honest. But if you're not doing high mileage, the petrol is the way to go for sure. The diesel has a lot more potential issues coming, and for me it's been faultless. There's been no other issues other than, of course, having to put to also one other thing, actually, just to reattach the door handle, but that was a 5-minute job. I didn't have to buy parts or anything for it. So for me, it's been extremely reliable. It's been extremely comfortable. For me, the main worry was if something electrical goes wrong with any luxury car, never mind a Range Rover, but with any luxury car, if something electrical goes wrong, that's potentially a huge cost, right? But for me, nothing's gone wrong. Folding mirrors work, the roof works, the sunroof, heated seats, air suspension, everything works. No issues at all. After every drive, I actually use the air suspension, the access mode, to lower the car, so it's easier to get in and out of as well, which is brilliant. So for me, it's been absolutely faultless. Go with the petrol ones if you do not do many miles. In terms of MPG, you're not getting too much difference actually with the TDV8, the 6-speed one. But with the 4.4 litre 8-speed TDV8, you do get a better mileage as well. So I know I have seen the reports of kind of long-term, on a long run, you're able to get sort of close to 35, 36 miles per gallon, which is really impressive for a car of this size. So yeah, in terms of reliability and costs, maintenance costs, not much really, not much at all. You can see the total that I've spent here. I'll just put it up on the screen so you guys can see that. Blind junction there. So, for me, it's been absolutely perfect, and I absolutely get it. Why people spend all that money on a Range Rover, spend all that money fixing it, even though they know, it's unreliable. Let's be honest, there's no smoke without fire. So all the unreliability stories still hold. I've just had a really good, well looked after Range Rover here. So I've just absolutely loved it, and people still keep going back to it. When they want to buy a new car, they buy a new Range Rover, and I absolutely see why people do that. This car's just amazing. It is the best car you can have as a daily. I know it sounds crazy because it is too big, it is too heavy, it is too thirsty, but nothing comes close if you're just pootling around town, or if you're doing a long run or a motorway drive. It's I know it's crazy to say, but it's the best car, full stop, for everyday driving, full stop. Every car does something different. There are much better cars. Like, that's the whole reason I'm building a 5-door Type R. I think for me, that's the best car in the world, because you've got the practicality. You've got a boot, which is arguably bigger than this one, by the way. The boot isn't as big as you think it is on this one, surprisingly. So yeah, there's a lot of brilliant points to this car. There's a lot of love for this car for me as well. I absolutely adore it, and I love the sound of this V8 as well. If I put my foot down, it's quick. It's quick. It does take a second to kick down. It's not some speedy gearbox, but it's not meant to be, right? So yeah. So that's the kind of the costs and why I love it so much, and why I want to keep it so much as well. I haven't even done any kind of green laning with it, which is a shame yet, but it's definitely something I think everyone should do. If you're on the fence of buying one, get one. The L322 models from where I live in the Surrey area, insurance is cheap as well. I paid £420 for the year, which is crazy. In comparison, for my wife's Vauxhall Corsa, I paid £470. So you can see what the difference is, being a slightly newer car. So yeah, I would definitely buy the right one for you. If you do a lot of mileage, do look at try and find a 4.4 TDV8, but I know the 3.6 is a really good bargain at this point. If you don't do a lot of mileage, get the petrol one. So because there's just so much less stuff to go wrong with it. You don't have the EGR problems, you don't have turbo problems and all that stuff. So yeah, definitely have a look at buying one. Make sure you have a little money set aside for something that does go wrong. I've been quite fortunate that nothing's gone wrong. But if something does go wrong, it can be an expensive fix. Again, that's a very well-known fact. And the forums and the Facebook groups, by the way, are excellent. Everyone has any issue, they're very friendly. The Range Rover L322 UK forum is super nice, and they've helped me out a lot with any other niggling questions that I've had in the past as well. So get one, is my point. If you're on the fence and if you always thought of getting one, get one, 100%. But unfortunately, this video comes on a bittersweet note. By the time you're watching this video, I would have sold the car by now. It is unfortunate. The reason why I have to sell it is because I have to sell it. And full transparency, the reason why, an SF90. The reason why is specifically is medical issues and medical bills. So me and the wife and the dog, we have a few medical bills to sort out, which we went through private. And as you can imagine, that's not cheap. And I can't keep a second vehicle, so to speak, at the house that's not exactly fuel efficient for that, and that holds a little bit of value to it. So I can't be keeping a car like this when there are more important things in life. And I can imagine that you guys are not happy with it, because clearly the video, especially the intro video of the Range Rover, has done really well, and I really appreciate you guys' support on that. But life gets in the way. So I will be this car would be sold by the time you see this video for an agreed price of £3,200, which I think is a brilliant price. I think it's a fair price for the spec of this car, and the fact that everything works, and it's just come with a fresh MOT as well. It definitely will need the arches doing. The new owner is aware of that. So this will be my last drive in my Range Rover. This will be the last video, unfortunately, for the Range Rover series as well. I will be trying to make more content. one thing that is going to come back is the Honda Civic Type R content. I've been working hard on that because I really want to get that back on the road. So hopefully that video will come soon. I'm trying to work on a few YouTube shorts as well, but I do apologize to you guys who've absolutely loved the Range Rover content. I wanted to do some green laning, record that. I even nearly booked an overland session as well to go through muddy ruts and hills and so on and have that recorded as well, but it's not meant to be at this point. Will I be buying a Range Rover in the future again? Absolutely. Will I try and buy this specific one because I know what it's about? Absolutely. So something I will discuss with the new owner as well. But yeah, so I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. My apologies for not getting you more content out in terms of the Range Rover. There's only been one other content, so it's a real shame, but I'm sure you guys can understand where I'm coming from, and I'm sure a lot of you petrol heads also know, sometimes you just don't have a choice in these things. And as sad as I am, it's going to be something that I won't be thinking about too much, given what I'm using that money for. It's my second favorite car that I've ever owned. My first one's an EP3 Type R. My second car that I've ever had, and it's having a good life in Spain because someone from Spain came over to buy it and then drove it back. I don't know why they did that back then, but yeah. Thank you guys so much for the views. If you are enjoying the content, make sure you subscribe, leave a comment as well. And hopefully, as a community, we can keep track on this car because the new buyer saw this car, saw my videos on it, and that's why I also loved it. And I was honest about it, obviously, as well. And hopefully, we can take it from there. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Bye bye, good car. We'll buy you back someday.